Imagine being hunted by a literal demon in a business suit.
귓구멍이 아니라 귓구멍이 막혔구나. 야, 가라고.
The movie kicks off with a girl named Ara who's out here grinding late at the office. She's finally heading home, probably thinking about her bed and some snacks, but the universe decided to give her a final boss encounter instead. She tries to hail a taxi, but some random steals it right from under her. Honestly, that was the first red flag, but it gets way worse. Since there are no more buses, she has to walk through these dark, sketchy streets that look like they haven't seen a street lamp since the 90s. Then pulls up Doshik in his car, acting all nice guy and offering her a ride. Ara is smart though. She's watched enough true crime to know that getting into a stranger's car is a 0 out of 10 recommendation. She keeps walking, but then she hears a "help me" coming from Doshik's parked car. She goes to investigate, which, let's be real, is peak horror movie logic, and sees a literal collection of tools, chains, and a dead body in the back. Before she can even process the trauma, Doshik is on her. But here's where the Gen Z entitlement meets a psycho. Doshik doesn't just run, he calls the cops himself. This man is the CEO of gaslighting. He rearranges the whole crime scene like he's decorating a room for a TikTok transition, making it look like some random foreigners did the deed. When the cops show up, he's out here and acting all weak and traumatized, like he just saw his favorite server go down. The police actually fall for it because his acting is more convincing than a get-rich-quick ad on YouTube. He's out here playing 4D chess while the cops are still playing checkers with a missing piece. The clock hits 10 p.m. and the vibes go from chilling to straight up nightmare fuel. Jongtak is at home losing his mind because his sister Sojung hasn't replied to his texts. And we all know that feeling when you see the read receipt but no bubbles, or worse, just total radio silence. Meanwhile, Kyungmi is trying to be a good daughter, parking the car while her mom waits under a street lamp. But Doshik? This man is lurking in the shadows like a laggy glitch in a horror game. He spots Kyungmi's mom and is about to pounce, but then Soyoung wanders into the frame, distracted by her phone. Doshik pulls a pro-gamer move and switches targets mid-mission because Soyoung is an easier mark. He follows her into a dark alley and does the unthinkable, leaving her leaking on the pavement while he casually walks back to his car to swap weapons like he's picking a new loadout in Call of Duty. Jongtak is out here patrolling the streets like a one-man SWAT team, but he misses his sister by a hair. Instead, he runs into Kyungmi's mom and asks if she's seen a girl in a white dress. But since she's deaf and he's stressed, the communication is just not buffering. At the same time, Kyungmi is walking back to her mom when a high-heeled shoe flies out of a dark alley and hits her. It's Soyoung, barely holding on, throwing her footwear like a SOS signal. Kyungmi rushes in, but before she can even process the final girl energy, Doshik appears wearing a red hoodie and a mask, looking like a demonic version of Little Red Riding Hood. He lunges at her and the chase is on. Kyungmi sprints into a parking basement, her heart probably beating faster than a drill beat. She reaches a door, but it's locked with a heavy iron latch. In a movie where sound is everything, that door makes a screech that probably echoed through the whole city. She doesn't hear it, but Doshik sure does. He's tracking her by sound like a bloodhound on caffeine. She barely squeezes through a tiny gap in the door, nearly getting her subscription to life canceled right there. She dives into her car, trying to be silent, but she's forced to video call her mom to warn her. The tension is 10 out of 10 because while she's focused on the screen, Doshik, the master of stealth, has already snuck into the back seat. When he pops up in the reflection, it's the kind of jump scare that makes you want to throw your phone across the room. The clock hits 10 p.m. and the vibes go from chilling to straight up nightmare fuel.
자전거하고 쓰레기 더미들밖에 없어.
이거 봐봐. 내 말이 딱 맞지? 이거 아가씨 거지?
천천히 읽어서.
After the police station disaster, Kyung-mi and her mom are back at their crib, but the home sweet home vibes are officially deleted. Their house is rigged with these high-tech sound detecting lights and a bunny doll that shakes whenever there's a noise, which is cool for accessibility, but absolutely terrifying when a serial killer is stalking you. A knock at the door sends them into a panic, but it's just a coworker dropping off sewing supplies. The mom leaves with her, leaving Kyung-mi all alone. That's when Do-shik pulls up, and instead of just kicking the door down, he goes full stealth mode. He smashes the porch light so the sensors won't give him away, then hacks the digital lock like he's a professional cyber criminal.
엄마 어디 가는 거야?
Once he's inside, he starts playing a sick game of cat and mouse with the house's light system. Kyung-mi is watching the lights flicker, trying to track his movement like she's playing a real-life horror game with 999 ping. Do-shik even sets off a loud alarm clock just to mess with the sensors and confuse her. Finally, he cuts the power, leaving her in total darkness. No sound, no sight, just pure final girl survival mode. Kyung-mi manages to lock herself in her room and starts frantically texting Jong-tak for a rescue, but then she sees her mom's phone lighting up. She thinks her mom is outside, but the plot twist hits like a truck. Do-shik is the one holding the phone, using it as bait to lure her out of the room. Kyung-mi pulls a 200 IQ move and manages to escape the room, leading to a high-speed chase through the neighborhood. Jong-tak finally catches up, and it's a standoff in the middle of the street. Do-shik realizes he's cornered by a Marine, so he pulls the most cowardly villain move ever. He threatens to end his own life so Jong-tak will never find out where his sister is hidden. He gives Jong-tak a choice: save this random deaf girl you just met, or go to the coordinates I just sent you to find your sister. It's a psychological trolley problem in real life. Jong-tak, torn between being a hero and being a brother, chooses his blood and leaves Kyung-mi behind to face the monster alone. After being left in the dust by Jong-tak, Kyung-mi realizes she's her own backup. She manages to find So-jung, who's alive but looking like she's on 1% HP, and pulls a legendary sister code move. She hands So-jung a phone to call her brother and then grabs a blade, deciding to lead Do-shik on a wild goose chase through the most crowded part of town. She's sprinting through the city center, dodging cars and trying to scream for help, but the world is literally ignoring her. Do-shik is right on her heels, wearing that "I'm the victim" mask again, telling bystanders that Kyung-mi is just his mentally unstable sister who's having an episode. The crowd is just standing there with their phones out, probably wondering if this is a prank video or a social experiment. Just when it looks like Do-shik is about to finish the job in a dark alley, Jong-tak arrives like a tactical nuke. He pummels Do-shik into the pavement, but the psycho still won't stay down. He's got that slasher movie villain stamina. He tries one last desperate move to kill Kyung-mi's mom, but our girl Kyung-mi pulls the ultimate Uno reverse card. She realizes that as long as it's her word against his, the crowd will believe the guy in the suit. So she literally stabs herself and places the knife in Do-shik's hand right as the cops and the crowd surround them. Suddenly, it's not a family dispute, it's a cold-blooded murder caught in 4K by everyone. The cops finally stop acting like NPCs and shoot Do-shik in the leg. Ending his reign of terror for good. The movie ends with a total vibe shift. Kyung-mi and Sojung both survive their injuries because they're built different. We see both families chilling together on a vacation to Jeju Island, proving that trauma might be temporary, but a solid squad is forever. As for Do-shik, he's probably rotting in a cell, realizing that his manipulator skills weren't a match for a girl who knew how to play the system better than him.